Are you a new player or maybe returning to Honkai Star Rail? I myself am just getting back into it after a long break, and while I'm having a blast, there's also a few things I wish I had remembered or just known about before diving back in, which is why today I'm going to give you my favorite tips and tricks. Trailblaze Power is this game's version of Stamina, or Resin if you're coming from Genshin Impact. You also have what's called a reserved Trailblaze Power system, which literally nets you more Trailblaze Power after you've capped out at the normal 240 maximum. And the reserve itself actually does max out at 2,400. So if you can't hop into game today or tomorrow to grind everything out, you'll still actually be netting yourself some extra Trailblaze Power along the way, and you can use that to grind out the game whenever you'd like. Speaking of your reserved power, it's 100% advised by yours truly to use that instead of your fuel when refilling your stamina. Your fuel doesn't go bad, but also doesn't replenish itself. So use the self-replenishing Trailblaze Power first, then the fuel if you actually need it. I really don't want to tell you how to spend your Stellar Jade, but 100% skip using Jade to refill your Trailblaze Power unless you're a whale or you're just super desperate to get that one last teeny tiny item that you might need. Limited time events, if they're story-based, actually get saved for you to do later. You won't get the sweet limited time rewards, but you also won't miss out on story content. If you have no idea how to start a quest for a character and it's not sitting in your journal, it's actually probably sitting in your text messages. Literally. So read your text messages to see what you've missed. And speaking of texts, read them, because they can also net you just 5 Jade per normal conversation you can have with the character. Your light cones are your weapons, and your weapon type is actually called a path. So match a character's path to a light cone type to get the bonuses/abilities of the light cone to actually work. Don't forget to level your traces, and I do mean all of your traces. I know it's a pain, but it's 100% worth it. Each big zone has its own vendor with a specific currency to it, and you'll get this currency from chests and doing world/side quests. Turning in the currency for items will not only net you some very important materials and rewards, but it will also level up the rep system with them, which will net you things like Stellar Jade, free standard pulls, and a few other things. So if you haven't in a while and you're coming back to Honkai Star Rail, it's definitely time to go visit those vendors. There are multiple options for gacha banners to pull on. My biggest suggestion is to not use your Stellar Jade for the standard or regular warp banner, as you'll get free pulls for that while playing the game regularly. Plus, your Stellar Jade is always, in my opinion, better spent on limited time banner characters or light cones. Also, after 300 standard pulls, they're going to let you pick a free 5-star character of your choice from that standard banner. You can also check to see how many pulls you have into that system by clicking the icon on the right-hand side of the standard banner. Don't up your equilibrium level too fast. It's not worth the bragging rights, trust me. When you up your equilibrium level, you're also upping the difficulty of the universe. So if you're not ready, you'll be smushed. Level your characters first and take your time on that, and then up your equilibrium level. There's no particular order for leveling characters versus getting relics and stuff like that, but I personally prefer to up their ascension level, then up their traces, and back and forth that till I've maxed out to wherever I am currently, and then start to worry about the relics. You can change the music on the train. I just wanted to make sure that you know that. You're welcome. Sometimes a character's best relic set isn't as obvious as more fire damage. For instance, someone like Himiko can actually benefit from the Ash Blazing Grand Duke relic set, as it increases the damage in her follow-up attack, which is more useful when dealing with mobs. So reading about a character's abilities and researching the best relic set will save you a lot of time and farming in the long run. To make life easier, it's a good idea to have a dependable, multi-use team built before getting into bigger builds for various team types and also just harder stuff. This team ideally will be great to bring when walking around areas and doing early day boss fights, calyx, or even relic grinding. Utilize the support system in-game whenever you need to. It's a great way to test out characters and to give yourself a bit of an edge when needed if you don't have a perfect set of built characters for whatever situation you might find yourself in. Speed is a really important stat that can get confusing quickly. Just know that speed helps your character speed up to when their turn is in the turn order during combat, and it's actually super useful on a variety of characters. Remember, this is a gacha game. Saving and planning for what characters you want to pull for will help ensure that you don't miss out on your favorite characters when it's their turn in the limited time banner. Dailies are stupidly easy in this game. They're 100% worth doing if you can manage the time, as it nets you stellar jade and other useful materials. Don't skip the main story. Literally, it's the easiest and sometimes only way to start unlocking various areas, boss fights, caverns of corrosion, etc. This last tip is probably the most important that I'll leave you with today. Please have fun playing. It's a game and meant to be enjoyed. There's no reason to rush through. Literally just enjoy the universe that's been built, have fun talking to all the characters, and build your teams at a pace that makes you happy. And there you have it, my top 22 quick tips for Honkai Star Rail. I hope you found a few fun or useful things to add into your gaming experience. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!